To share his thoughts on the BARM election postponement, we have with us former Maguindanao Representative and Governor Esmael Mangudadatu. Good morning, Congressman Toto.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning sa lahat ng mga taga-subaybay nyo.
Congressman Toto, perhaps you can share with us what are the main concerns if the BARM elections are postponed. There was supposed to be an election back in 2022, but this has been postponed to 2025. But now we're looking at potentially another postponement po.
Yes, Attorney. Maalala po natin nung 18th Congress, I was the proponent or the author of the term of extension of term ng BARM, dahil ang daming mga undeliverables ng gobyerno, so with the MILF also. So kailangan natin yon mailatag muna at nakita natin noon na talagang kailangan yon. At yung resulta ng kapayapaan na natatamasa ng mga kababayan po natin, not only in Mindanao or southern part of the Philippines, but the whole country as well. Kasi nakita po natin, pagka wala hong kapayapaan sa rehiyon namin, sa BARM, magra-radiate po yan lahat-lahat. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na pero nakikita ko lang. Nakita naman natin at saka na ano natin lahat na wala pang peace accord ng gobyerno at ng mga dating mga rebelde ay napakagulo ng Pilipinas. Laging nasa tabloid, laging nasa news, buong mundo tayo ay pinagpepestahan.
So sa ngayon po ba, Congressman Toto, magulo pa rin po ba sa BARM or meron pang issues of peace and order?
Sa ngayon, generally peaceful, makita naman natin dun sa nakalatag na ng IGRB, yung Intergovernmental Board ng gobyerno at ng MILF, kanilang na-sustain yung kapayapaan dito sa amin, pati na rin po sa mga karatig lugar. Yung mga nangyayari naman mga na lang yan, mga glitches lang yan, So nangyayari din yan sa mga iba't ibang lugar. Pero sa ngayon, ma'am, makita nyo po na wala nang Abu Sayyaf ngayon. At yung BIFF ngayon, konting-konti na lang at ma-contain na ito. Kasi katulong ng gobyerno ngayon sa pagsusugpo ng mga krimen dito sa amin ay yung MILF dati.
And Congressman Toto, you mentioned earlier a lot of undeliverables by the government. Do you mean like services and projects, programs that have not yet been delivered by the government in the BARM region?
Yes, ma'am. Yung decommissioning, 40,000 supposed to be. At kukonti pa lang ho na decommission, na i-return yung kanilang firearms to the government. And they are continuing that process, So yun ang kailangan talaga, ma'am, ma-return or mailatag nila yung mga firearms nila to the government. So para maging kampante naman yung mga tao, especially the government, itong mga soldiers natin at mga kapulisan natin na ayun pala talagang fully decommissioned na sila. So yan po ang isa sa mga hindi pa ho natapos. Pangalawa, yung mga paaral sa mga anak ng mga dating combatants ng rebelde na MILF and the MNLF ay hindi pa ho halos natutupad. Pati na rin po itong mga pabahay nila. So kailangan talaga ma-settle ito na maayos, ma'am, para ho magkaroon na tayo talaga ng konkretong kapayapaan at kompletong kapayapaan dito sa amin. So inaasam at inaantay yan ng ating mga kababayan upang sa ganun ay mailatag na talaga. And yung MILF naman dati ay nag-aantay sila kung ano yung kahinatnan ng pag-uusap ng Kongreso at ng Senado ngayon. And we really know, we pretty know na ma-reset na yung election.
And Congressman Toto, it seems like right now the postponement of the BARM election is imminent. This week, the President Bongbong Marcos, has certified to Congress the urgency of passing a law that would postpone the BARM election. What would be the effect of another postponement on BARM, in your opinion?
Ma'am, kasi kasabay sana sila sa 2025 election. Alam niyo naman, pagka ganun, may isabay sila unang-una dyan. Yung ating mga troops, the military, the PNP, and other support groups ay hindi ho sapat upang matutukan yung kung kasama itong dating MILF sa election. Now, malaking kumbaga ginhawa 'yon sa mga kapulisan natin, sa mga auxiliaries natin at tulong doon sa ating kasundaluhan at ating kapulisan dahil kokonti na lang ang kanilang tututukan. At alam mo naman, ito sila, hindi pa sila nakasabak ng eleksyon. Nag-expect tayo na medyo may konting may dagdag na konting gulo doon
So,
sa kapag natuloyan.
Congressman Toto, are you in favor of another postponement of the BARM election?
Yeah, in favor ako doon sa resetting. Siguro pwedeng isang taon or more para ho mailatag lahat.
And in the meantime, ano po yung assessment ninyo sa pagpapatakbo ng BARM Transition Authority? Is it going well? Is it sufficient to have the BARM Transition Authority in the meantime?
Ma'am, kung makita nyo lang, kung nakapunta lang kayo ng BARM region, ang dami hong surgical roads na nagawa dito sa amin. Maayos yung patakbo nila. Kailangan lang yung sa baba, medyo may revisa, may rigodon para lalong gaganda yung kanilang services. Ito mga nasa top brass ng MILF, Murad, Iqbal, Sami Gambal, are all good. Pero kailangan din kumbaga i-filter na maayos ito sa baba nila.
Okay, we're happy to hear that. And congratulations po, Kong Toto, with your new baby with your wife, Sharifa. We were hoping to have you here as guest, but I understand na postpone po dahil dun sa new baby ninyo. But we are looking forward to have you here live soon.
Thank you so much, Attorney, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. And we have with us via phone patch, COMELEC Chairperson George Garcia. Good morning, Chairman George.
Good morning, Attorney Karen, and to all the televiewers, good morning.
Thank you, sir, for your time. We were just on the line with Congressman Toto Magudadato of the BARM area, and he was saying that mukhang talagang mapopostpone, but he is not opposed to it. But can you give us an update po? Does it look like mapopostpone yung BARM election, and what is COMELEC doing in the meantime?
The House of Representatives already approved on third and final reading and the postponement of the Bangsamoro elections po for next year. Ito naman po sa Senate, second reading po sila sa amendment proper. And we were informed likewise that the President already issued the certification for the urgency of the bill. And so we are expecting, Attorney Karen, by next week na maipapasa po yung bill. And then before the end of the week, perhaps the President will be signing the bill into law. And so that being the case, we decided on our part, on the part of the Commissioner of Elections, to suspend the printing of the ballots for the Bangsamoro parliamentary elections. But we are not suspending the printing of the ballots for the national and local elections. So we would like to inform our people in the Bangsamoro, kung sakali pong mapostpone ang Bangsamoro parliamentary elections, yung parliamentary elections lang po ang postponed. Hindi po damay ang national and local elections. So from senators down to the last councilors po ng municipalities or cities nyo dyan, ay mag-e-elect po tayo ng ating po mga officials. So as far as the COMELEC is concerned, okay na po sa amin because the proposal of the Senate, I think, Attorney Karen, is the postponement will be up to October 13 of 2025, which is more or less several months only after the conduct of the May 12, 2025 national and local elections.
So hindi po next year ang postponement?
Hindi po next year ang Senate Yes po. So without preempting the action of the Congress, so perhaps the bicameral conference committee will be ironing out the differences in the dates. But
yes.
Kung sakali pong October yan, Attorney Karen, we have to understand also that the COMELEC will likewise be conducting the barangay and SK elections by December of 2025. So medyo yun po yung mga complications lang namin.
O nga po, Chairman George, when I heard that the date might possibly be October of 2025, I was wondering if that's going to be feasible for the COMELEC because you just finished having the May 2025 elections by then, and COMELEC, I assume, would be facing also all the cases that would be filed post-elections, like those that would be challenging some of the election results, would have to go to COMELEC as a quasi-judicial body, and then you have to prepare for the October elections and then the December SK elections. So, as someone po who has to manage all the operational side, does that make sense? Yung ganong timing po.
That is possible, Attorney Karen. We can do it, but there is one prerequisite before the COMELEC can do its duty. If the parliamentary elections will be postponed by October, the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, more specifically the Parliament, will have to make some enactments such as the reapportionment or the redistribution of the 7 seats originally allocated to Sulu. So there should be an act of Parliament to do that. It is not actually Congress that should be doing that. Aside from that, there should likewise be an amendment of the election code of the Bangsamoro, the local government code, and the administrative code, because this time the Bangsamoro will have to exclude Sulu in view of the decision of the Supreme Court in the case of province of Sulu versus the executive secretary. So madami po silang gagawin. Sa part naman namin, all of this should be done, yung mga amendments na to, should be done before June, because in the event that the election will really be postponed, there should be the filing of certificates of candidacy by June. In the event that the law will say that we should open again the filing of the certificates of candidacy, especially in areas that will be affected by the reapportionment.
Yes.
Otherwise, kung sino yung nag-file po ng candidacy by November 4 to 9 of 2024, sila na lang. Pero kung otherwise, kung hindi po, kung ang nakalagay sa magiging law, dapat magkaroon ng new filing of candidacies, and then we will open the filing by June, hopefully only for 1 week, and then tama po kayo, may mga cases to be filed, disqualification, etc. We should be able to print the ballots by July to August, because we have to deploy all the election paraphernalia by September para naman po eksakto sa October. And this is the most important, and hopefully everybody will be able to get this information. Because ngayon po, ang Bangsamoro parliamentary election, naka-ride lang siya, nakasakay siya, ma'am, Attorney Karen, sa national and local elections. So walang masyadong gastos. Same electoral board members, same ballot box, same machine, same election paraphernalia. Ang gastos lang talaga yung balota, kasi separate ang ballots para sa Bangsamoro. But if you are going to separate the election and conduct the election by October, it's a new ball game altogether. It's a different election altogether. And that being the case, then we will be needing 2.5 billion pesos just to conduct the Bangsamoro parliamentary election.
Oo nga, it sounds very complicated. You know, listening to you, Chairman George, with all the amendments that have to be made with the election code, the administrative code, mukhang kailangan talaga more time, not even this October of 2025.
Although, Attorney Karen, we fully understand the sentiment of the Senate, and perhaps the one pushing for a shorter extension, simply because, you know, pagka po kasi mas mahaba yung period naman, remember, anybody can go to the Supreme Court and question the postponement, the resetting of the Bangsamoro parliamentary election. So, pang ilang beses na po ito kasi kung sakali na postponement. The COMELEC at this point is, we are supporting this kind of initiative. Although initially, nung una sabi namin, it's up to Congress. But this time, if indeed this will ensure that the security will be guaranteed, especially that the COMELEC and the law enforcement authorities will be focused dito na lang sa Bangsamoro. Number 2, if they can amend really, para hindi ma-disenfranchise yung sa 7, Attorney Karen, kasi sa Sulu po yun. So you really have to distribute, because the organic law provides for 80 members of the Bangsamoro. So kinakailang fill upan talaga lahat yun. Otherwise, there will be a violation of the law itself creating the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region.
Yeah, so you would really have to open up additional seats that would require filing of certificates of candidacy na bago because of the recent Supreme Court decision.
Yes, Attorney Karen, if they are going to reapportion and distribute the 7 to the remaining provinces, for example, of Basilan, Tawi-Tawi, of Maguindanao and the SGA, Special Geographical Areas, and Lanao del Sur, then we will have to open the filing of the candidacy, if that is what is provided in the proposed legislation.
Okay. Sounds very complicated, Chairman George, but we're happy to hear that at least when it comes to the national elections in 2025, all systems go po tayo.
Yes, Attorney Karen, we are now printing the ballots since the other day, and as we had predicted, more or less, yung ano naman namin yung ating production output on a daily basis na re-reach namin. So hopefully we will be able to complete the printing of the ballots by April 14.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chairman George, and good luck po with the preparations of the 2025 elections.
Thank you so much, Attorney Karen. More power.
Thank you.